You know, as we work with clients with their estate planning here in Georgia, one of the questions that we get is, can the guardian I name for my child or children be the same person as the trustee who's going to look after the assets that we leave behind? That's a good question. Hi, I'm attorney Joel Beck of the Beck Law Firm, LLC. And in today's short video, we're going to discuss considerations for having the same person be a guardian and trustee in your estate plan. Now, of course, when you've got a minor age child or minor age children and you're putting together your will and other estate planning documents, one of the things that we want to do is name somebody to be the guardian of the child or the children, such that if the parents decease before they become adults, then the guardian will be responsible for looking after the child, making sure that they're properly fed and clothed and educated and get the right health care. Be responsible for teaching them and educating them, getting them grown up and matured into adulthood. The trustee, on the other hand, though, is the person who will take the assets that are left behind for the child or for the children, marshal them together, invest them in appropriate manners if needed, and then use that money to provide for the education, the support, the health care, the well-being of the child. And once that child grows and reaches adulthood, the trustee may still continue to hold money in trust for the child to be distributed to that person at a later date as set forth in the parent's last will and testament. So you can see we have very different roles for the guardian and for the trustee. And so one of the questions that we get is, well, can it be the same person? Can the person who's going to be the guardian also be the trustee? Well, the short answer to that question is yes, it can be the same. But just because it can be the same doesn't mean that that's the best thing for your situation. Here's something I want you to think about. Understand that the more work you put on somebody, the harder the job is to do. Same thing here. If you have somebody who's going to be the guardian and the trustee, you're putting more work onto that one person. Now, some people can handle serving in both roles just fine. Other people, that may be much more of a challenge. So consider your situation. Think about the persons or the persons that you're looking at naming in these roles. Understand whether they are up to serving in both roles at the same time. The old adage that many hands often help is true here as well. When you've got multiple people involved, when you have a different guardian and a different trustee, that helps lighten the load for both. The second thing I want you to consider is by splitting the roles, you can bring about greater accountability. You can build in some checks and balances. So now by having one person be the guardian and a different person be the trustee, you now have two people looking after the child or the children instead of just one. And so that can promote greater accountability in these positions by adding in these checks and balances. So those are just a few things to think about as you consider, do I want the same person to be the guardian and the trustee? Of course, if you've got questions about estate planning in Georgia, I invite you to give us a call. We'd be happy to talk to you and see if we could be of service to you. You can reach us at the Beck Law Firm, LLC at 678-344-5342. You can also find out more about us online at thebeckfirm.com. Thanks for watching.